Good morning from Batman. Today's March 14th. I think I'm a little I might be coming down with something. I think it may be allergies because the winds have been picking up lately, and there's a lot of crap flying around. And there's also an amazing butterfly migration going on, which is cool. Not so much today, but earlier this week, hundreds of butterflies. They come up. I guess they come up from Mexico, going up to Oregon at this time of year, and this was amazing. This year, due to the climate, there were more of them. Anyway, I'm going to go through the stuff that I picked up yesterday at formerly Big Red Comics, now a part of the Torpedo Comics group, which is out of Vegas. I think that's their big store. And I really like it. I should probably take some snapshots on the inside. They keep changing it every week, and it's funny because I had actually gone into the store for a couple of weeks before I even noticed that they had changed the outside, and it said Torpedo instead of Big Red. Because for years, just going in and not really paying attention. But it looks really nice. I think they did a great job. Anyways, I'm going to go through this stuff. There's no in order, just as they were throwing the bag. And then I have some stuff that I picked up over the weekend at two other comic shops that maybe even older. So, anyways, Murder Falcon, which I really love. It's heavy metal. There's humor in there. There are some deaths. It's good. Jake trying to deal with a lot of emotional stuff and trying to reconnect with friends. You got Rick and Morty special. This is Jerry. I believe it came out this week. I have Rick and Morty, the regular issue, on my pull list, but this wasn't there because I said it's a special. So I'm lucky I found it on the shelf. We got House of Whispers #7. We got Hit Girl Hollywood Part 2 of 4, and this is issue number 2. This is written by Kevin Smith. We got Avengers No Road Home. This is number 5. I'm not sure how many issues this is. It's just a limited series as far as I know. First issue of Assassination Nation, of which I've heard some good things about. That's from Image. We got as Guardians of the Galaxy #7. This isn't a tie-in to War of the Realms, which starts next month, but it will be involved in that event, which I guess is going to be is the big event for Marvel, at least this summer. I think it includes the X-Men and just about all the comics. This is a Scooby Apocalypse number 35. I think this is the last issue, but I'm unsure. I believe it is. I know, as I said, I believe the licensing for the Hanna-Barbera characters was taken from DC, but I knew that this series is ending, which is unfortunate because I really like it. But hopefully they wrap a lot of things up. We got Oblivion Song, number 13. Headlopper, which if you're not getting it, you're missing out. There's a lot of humor in here, a lot of action about this Viking and who was carrying the head of the dead witch, who he tried to kill, but her head remains alive and still can do some magic. And she's like the comedy relief, believe it or not, of the thing. We got Max. Wow, huh? 100 pages of the Max for $4.99. My understanding from talking to guys in the shop is that a lot of this is reprints of older material and with some new stuff added. And if you remember the Max from years and years ago, then you know what you're in for. This is from IDW. A new issue of The Goon by Eric Powell. This is from Albatross, which I'm not familiar with, but if this is the type of stuff they're going to be putting out, then I'm definitely going to be picking some up. And Eric Powell, I mean, he writes it, he draws it, the art is amazing. He's so funny. Okay, now we're going to go with stuff that I picked up. I don't know which from where, but I went to Comic Quest, here in Lake Forest. And then I went to Nuclear Comics, which is in Aliso Viejo, I think. Anyways, it's hard to keep track since the towns around here. It's hard to judge where one starts and the other ends. Because basically you turn the corner and there's another town, and they all look pretty Southern California. If you know the architecture out here, there are really no distinguishing characteristics. A lot of faux Spanish influence. Okay, we got the Doctor Who number, the 13th Doctor number 5. We got Rick and Morty versus Dungeons and Dragons number 4, which ends that whole series. We got Kick-Ass number 12. God, that cover is so great. I love it. Can you see it? I mean, that's really brutal. That's really brutal. Gideon Falls, number 11. My understanding at this series, and that cover, I mean, it almost looks like a photo of the lead character. My understanding is Gideon Falls is being made into a TV series, which should be intriguing. A lot of supernatural elements, very scary. We got Young Justice number 2, which I missed, and Young Justice number 3. We got Invaders number 2. We got Criminal, the new series, number 2. This takes place, I want to say, 5 or 6 years after the last the series ended. We got Warhammer 40K. This is Death Watch. This is issues 3 and 4 from Titan Comics. If you're a Warhammer 40K fan, you really should be picking them up. They do a lot of series with some new characters and some characters that you may be familiar with from the novels and the games. Black Hammer 45, which expands the Black Hammer universe. I haven't read it yet, but my understanding is this is sort of a Black Hawk sort of group from World War II, which I don't believe really have anything to do with the superhero character. So I'd be curious to see how it all ties in. But like I said, they're expanding their universe. We got United States versus Murder Inc. number 6. I really like this series about an alternate world where the governments have collapsed and the 5 families are sort of fighting for control. And finally, to fill in, because I missed it earlier, this is Books of Magic number 2. I think it's up to 5 or 6 at this point, but as I said, I missed it. And that's it. A lot of stuff for the last couple of weeks. I'm more than a short box full of stuff that I haven't read yet. And I keep saying I got to do it, and then something else comes up because I'm trying to read them regular. Oh, last night I saw the Fathom Events presentation of the final adventures of Tom Baker, Logolopolis, which introduces the new master, and also, as I say, is the final adventure of Tom Baker. And we see him, see the change in the introduction of the new Doctor. Nicely done, and it has some. It has some material that's going to be on the Blu-ray, the DVD Blu-ray release, and reveals kind of a sad story about Tom Baker. But anyways, that's it for me. Not sure what's going on. Hope you saw the new trailer for Endgame, which really looks cool. Peace out, and hope to see you next week.